So now that we are in the game, you probably did a couple of quests. Let's go over the HUD and UI. There is an in-game tutorial that pops up, but just in case you missed something, let's jump in. There are a couple of symbols you will see next to players running around the world. The green sprout means it's a new player, and a flower icon means they are a returning player. Not that they unsubbed, but maybe it has almost been a month or so since they logged in. On the screen now is your typical MMO setup. Action bars at the bottom, map in the upper right corner, bags in the bottom right. There are also menu buttons to access the various systems in the game, and under that is how much money you have, which is called gil in this game. In the bottom left, you have your chat window. Bottom center is your health, MP, and experience bar, and at the top of the screen in the center, you'll have the nameplate or health bar of what you have selected. Finally, if you look to the top left of the screen, there is a guide that tells you what the next main scenario quest is that is available to you, and under that is your next class quest. You can click on them to find out the location of those quests. Now you can rearrange this to how you feel comfortable, but I recommend doing it after you gain more job skills and abilities. You can edit and save various HUD configurations by either going to the last menu button at the bottom right and selecting HUD layout, or by hitting escape and going to HUD layout. This opens up a menu where you can drag everything except the chat box around to where you want it. You can have 4 different presets. You can also turn on more hotbars or change their orientation. Hotbars 3 through 10 are visually disabled automatically. You can turn them on by right-clicking the bar until the header turns white, or selecting the bar in the pull-down menu, clicking the gear next to that menu, and then turning it on in the menu that pops up. Bars 4 through 10 have a white box around the number. That means those hotboxes are static and don't change when you switch classes. If you mouse over the number, you can actually drag the hotbar to the location you want, in case you need to do a little fine-tuning adjustments. Back down at the bottom right, we have our bag slots and gear slots, designated by the green dots. You can see how many slots you have available, and a certain color dictate a certain kind of item. For example, green is gear, red items are untradables or collectibles, and blue dots are everything else. Since I just mentioned colors, I'd like to talk about the accessibility features real quick before I end this video. Under your system configuration, which you can access by hitting the system menu with escape or the last icon at the bottom right, there is an accessibility section at the bottom of the buttons on the left panel. There you'll have a range of settings if you are colorblind, and if you have an issue with audio, there is also visual options available. Hopefully you found this part helpful to you. In the next section, I'll talk about the game's systems.